Well, folks, week 11 is in the books. And as the weather starts to turn, it's starting to get cold. It's cooling down. So let's warm up with this week's sponsor. It is not Fleshman's, but that's Blackstone Merlot. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? So first and foremost, let me apologize for the lack thereof of a video for week 10. I am in full-blown holiday mode, and starting last week with this week and next week, I have 3 big holiday things that I've just been preparing for. I've put in 50 hours a week, which I'm not complaining because that's 10 hours of overtime that I'm killing. Last week was the PlayStation 4. Tomorrow is the Xbox One. And the following week is obviously Black Friday. But I have to work at 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving. Not that I'm complaining. God knows I'm not complaining because it's the profession I chose and it's the nature of the business. And so I'm doing what I need to do. So with all the messed up days of me having to work, there's also like events that have been going on at work. So I've been putting in 10-hour days, and they've all just been mixed up. And so last week I got lost with it and couldn't get it done. So this week, here I am. I made time. I was asked if I wanted to keep Brooklyn home, if I asked if I wanted to work extra hours, and I said no. My commitment is to you guys. So even with my worst loss of the year, I'm coming at you. So let's just address the elephant in the room and let's talk about the worst game that's probably ever been played in professional fantasy football history. What happened to my team was nothing less short of a crime. For no fault. Like, let's just be honest. I played Scott Tolzien instead of Eli Manning or Jason Campbell or Mike Glennon, whatever. At this point, I was just looking for either a wing and a prayer. But I was not expecting Scott Tolzien to blow it out of the water. Absolutely not. This is the week that if I had my fantasy football team in the locker room, I'd be like, hey, go out there and just do your thing. Just do your thing. He was projected 12 points, and I was only projected to lose by 4. So I just needed everybody else to do their work and a little bit more, and maybe her team not perform as much. That was my plan. Literally, that's all I was looking for. But no. Scott Tolzien only scored 9.66 points, and whatever, right? It's Scott Tolzien. We get it. He's not going to be the guy to carry a fantasy football team. But when he outscores 6 other players, and only 1 player hit their projection, that was my kicker. Yeah, that ain't right. That's a recipe for failure written all over it. And then on the flip side, not only did my team decide that they weren't going to show up, her team decided that this was going to be the week that they poured on, as she scored over all her projections except I believe her kicker was running back or something was the only one that didn't hit the projections. So that was great. That was awesome. Projected to lose by 4, got clobbered by 104. So thanks to my team for not showing up. Let's put bygones aside though. Another team that had a prime opportunity to jump JB in the rankings was Andy. Andy, I don't know if you quite witnessed what happened to your team, but your team lost to a team that didn't have a quarterback. Now, I'm not even talking about like a quarterback like Scott Tolzien, where he wasn't projected to do anything. I'm literally talking about the fact that Charlie forgot to play a quarterback. So he went in to that week with only 8 players. You understand that. And to make things even better, his defense scored him a -1. So 2 players scored him a -point. That should have been a recipe for disaster. But Andy, alas, you show us why you consistently are a team in the bottom feeder. So, Andy, here's to you. I hope the rest of your weekend was much more enjoyable than what happened to your fantasy team. Um, so going into playoff mode, Jenny and Bob have officially sealed the deal. They're official. That's it. They are in the playoffs. So, even though I project them to already be in there, it's just official. Now, with wins, Travis, Kara, and Eric are 7 wins, and I've been preaching it all year. 7 wins is what you need to get to the playoffs. They're in there, right? Now, granted, things could change, and we could have a 7-6 team not make the playoffs. But I think if I would have to look, I think it's going to be pretty difficult, as seeing as some of the matchups this week are actually matchups that need to happen. So, on the flip side, Troy, John, JB, and Andy, we're pretty much confirmed for the dumper with losing records. We pretty much have said, yep, this is it. Now, John and Troy have not officially clinched dumper, right? There's you guys have a lot of work. But if you win out and other teams fall down, you could theoretically get that last spot as a 6 and 7 team. So not both of you, one of you, only one can really truly get there. But you gotta win out, and it's not gonna be an easy path. But it's there. It's theoretically there. Now JB and Andy, on the other hand, looks like we're on a collision course for a Top Gun. I don't even know what that means, if that's anything. So, yeah, we're clinched to be in the bottom, which is great. Andy and I, that's what, our third time. No big deal. Whatevs. Not like I was good at this sport, anyways. Sad news. We are slowly getting to the end of the regular season, which means we're getting closer to bidding Troy and Jenny a fond bid farewell. It's pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and freshen that up. But we're getting closer to getting Katie and Sam into the league. So, coming into this upcoming week, win and Kyle is in, right? That's 7 wins, so he's getting close to being there. Win out, Charlie and Sam. So it's you three that are in the race for the final spot, really. And it's easier for Kyle than it is for Charlie and Sam. And Charlie, please play a quarterback. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier. If Charlie would have played Big Ben, who was on his bench, it would have been a bigger blow for Andy, as Big Ben scored 43.88 points. So, kudos to him. If Sam can't get in, we're going to be looking at a guaranteed new champion. As seen as Troy and John and possibly Sam will be already in the bottom. Let's be honest though. Let's look at this. We don't want Kara or Eric to win this. One, Kara, we can't have a newcomer just coming in here and showing us up. That's just not right. And Eric, no one wants to see Eric win. I was talking to Sam the other day about if we had a party, an ugly sweater party, and all of us were together, my sweater would just be a plain sweater with a picture of Eric, and I would win the ugly sweater contest. So that's the mentality. We can't let Eric win. I'm willing. Nope, we're not going to drop and do that kind of stuff. That's cheating. But the other person is Travis. Travis doesn't even watch these videos, so we could bash Travis all we want. And Travis would never know that we're bashing Travis. So in the end, that means that really we're looking for Jenny or Bob That's the ideal matchup. That's what we're looking for, a champion. And no offense to Jenny. Jenny, I love you, but you're leaving us. So I got to go with Bob. Putting it out there, putting it in the Week 11 recap. Bob, don't let us down like you did a couple years ago when you were like the number 1 seed and you lost in the first round of the playoffs. At least just get to the championship game. Build upon success. So Bob, my pick to win. I'll say this. I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to pick Charlie to get into the playoffs. So, there. As much as I like the other people, just got to go with Charlie. I like an underdog. Games of the week. So these 3 are because they're still determining playoff factors. Eric versus Sam, and Charlie versus Travis. So like I said, for Charlie and Sam, it's a win out. And you can't get much tougher than that right away, Eric and Travis. That's not going to be easy for an uphill battle. Especially since Kyle only needs to really win 1 of 2. And Kyle's going in our game 3 of the game of the week. Kyle's going against Troy. So he's got kind of an easier matchup. So his road to Poland is a lot quicker than Charlie and Sam's road through St. Petersburg. They're a nerd reference for all you geeks. So right now, Troy, Jenny, you're on top for the pick'em. Keep playing if you're up there. Let's keep fighting for it. We got 2 weeks left. 12 points on the board. We can still get this if we try, right? I got a little timer down here at the bottom. It's telling me that my time is almost running down. Things that I want to bring up. They have announced the 12 teams that will be in for hockey. They haven't announced the full 10. There's still 2 teams left for curling. But I'm going to give you the 12 teams in for hockey right now so you can go ahead and start thinking about who you might want to get. Group A, Russia, USA, Slovenia, and Slovakia. Group B, Finland, Canada, Norway, Austria. Group C, the Czech Republic, Sweden, Switzerland, Latvia. Here's the deal. NHL players are allowed to play in the Olympic tournament. So, Canada, if you get Andy, if you're looking, you probably want to get Canada. Since I will be right behind you in the dumper, I'm probably going to be looking at the USA. So, pretty safe bet. Just a side note, though, is how it's going to work is that every team will make it to the tournament in hockey. So, just because you get a top 6 pick and you're looking at Slovenia and Latvia, who are Austria, teams that don't look good in the hockey, don't worry, you still make it in and you could pull some upsets. So just be strategic about it. I won't lie, the top 6 are pretty legit top 6. And then maybe you're wondering why I'm all dressed up. Not only is it just getting cold outside, this Sunday I'm going to be at the game. So I'm going to watch Scott Tolzien throw for 350 yards and 3 interceptions. I'm not going to brag about what Scott Tolzien's going to do, but chances are Scott Tolzien will still be my quarterback. Just because something's got to happen, right? As a big side note, I can't lie. Next week might be impossible for a video. Not kidding. I am looking at the fact that I will probably working 10 to midnight, 10 a.m. to midnight on Wednesday, and I'm working 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Thursday, and then 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, and then 1 p.m. till 10 p.m. on Saturday. So this next week's video may not happen because I work the evil dreaded retail. But I will try to find a way, even if it means Brooklyn's doing the video on Tuesday. So there you have it. I have 20 seconds left. I'm going to wrap it up. Week 11 couldn't be any more, or Week 12 couldn't be any more critical for some teams. And I will see you next week on the Fantasy Gridiron when I'm out on the frozen tundra.